Hello, and thank you everyone for joining HackerScom 2022. It's with great pleasure that I welcome you all here today for the Ultimate Hackathon for SCOM, for the Ultimate Clash of the Titans. Before we kick off, let's have a look at what we've got in store and have a look at our sponsors. Today we're sponsored by three fine vendors, if I do say so myself, starting with Squared Up, who make dashboarding for SCOM and beyond. If you don't know them, do go and check them out at squaredup.com. Then we have Cookdown. Cookdown are your not-so-secret source for SCOM integration success, connecting SCOM with all of your tools, raising alerts, both from SCOM and in SCOM. Then we have Silect, who are the undisputed titans at MP authoring, with many tools to help you be successful in this area. And with Silect in mind, it's with great pleasure that I welcome to the stage Harold to discuss MP University and SCOMathons. Harold, are you there?
I am here, Bruce. Great to be here. Thank you so much for having us participate in today's event. Looking forward to it. Yeah, great. And today we're actually really excited to announce that MP University and SCOMathon are joining forces. So as many of you may know, MP University has been running since 2016 and has become the premier online event for learning about MP authoring. SCOMathon was launched by Squared Up and Cookdown in 2020 and has grown the largest online community of SCOM users. And I think collectively we felt really strongly that combining our efforts was the best way to deliver the best set of content, resources, training to the SCOM community. So we're super excited about working together, really excited, looking forward to our next event. But enough, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've got a great event happening right here, right now. So Bruce, back to you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yes, I couldn't agree more. We're super excited to be partnering up for the future, not just for this event. But as you say, on with the show, there's plenty to discuss today. So what is the challenge? What are we looking to achieve over this next 24-hour period? We have a challenge for each one of our contestants set by you, dear attendee. When you registered for HackerScom, we asked you for ideas as to what our contestants could build. We've collected them. We've gone through the shortlisting process with our judges, and now we have a really, really strong list of ideas for our contestants. And we're going to be giving them one each. They have 24 hours over which to build the ultimate SCOM solution. And we have this year three contestants who you'll see some familiar faces and some new faces. And of course, what will a competition be without any judges? So we have judges this year as well, unsurprisingly. So with that in mind, let's bring on the judges. So first up, it gives me great pleasure to welcome Bob. Bob, you're an MVP and the managing consultant at Topcore, and it's great to have you here today. Hello.
Hello. I'm happy to be here. Again, this year, same as last year, was fun.
Always is. One of the highlights of my calendar, this and the big SCOMathon event, of course. So what are you most looking forward to from this event today?
Well, I'm mostly looking forward to seeing the brain power behind all of this at work, because, you are giving somebody a challenge which they don't know about. And you've got like 1 or 2 hours to come up with actually the solution in your head first. And then, of course, you need to build it, which, also takes a lot of time. But, that's using the creativity, especially, and then the authoring skills, obviously, that combination is actually the most exciting for me.
Yeah, I agree. Well, it's great to have you on board back as a judge for another year. It's also great to welcome back Stoyan. Stoyan, you're also an MVP. You're also a senior principal consultant at Poon IT Consultancy. You were a judge last year as well, and it's great to have you with us today. Hello, Stoyan.
Hello, everybody. And again, thanks for having me for another year, for the second year in a row. I'm very thrilled to be the judge at such events, and I cannot wait to see what the contestants have for us.
Me neither. So how about yourself? What thing are you most looking forward to over today, over the next 24 hours, in fact?
I can recall the last year's edition of HackerScom generated some great solutions, which the community already uses in production, so to say. And I cannot wait to see this year the same stuff again. So I really hope that our contestant will bring up cool solution, useful solutions for us to use on a daily basis.
I agree. I think we have all the right ingredients here in the room, so I also can't wait to see what will be generated. All right, and for our final judge, I bring to the stage Akash. Akash, you are from the SCOM Product Group. You are program manager, and obviously that means you're from Microsoft. Welcome, Akash. Good to have you with us.
Thank you. Thank you, Bruce. Thanks for having me here. Really excited. Happy to be part of this event. I know last year we missed out, and I'm hoping this year is going to be as exciting as last year.
I couldn't agree more. So what thing are you most looking forward to from this year, Akash?
Well, firstly, I'm looking forward to not being on the other side of the hackathon. It's always been as a participant, and this time as a judge. Happy to be here. And second thing I'm looking forward to is every problem has n ways to go ahead and be solved. I'm looking for those innovative solutions, innovative brainstorming ideas, which the team and the participants are going to come up with.
Sounds good to me. I couldn't agree more. It's going to be some show. So with that in mind, let's move on. Before we meet our contestants, our worthy contestants, as with every large sort of SCOMathon event, we make sure we don't just give to the SCOM community, but also to worthy charities. The winner of this year's HackerSCOM 2022 will get a $250 donation made to the charity of their choosing. We have some very worthy charities this year. We have South London Christmas Dinner, we have Barnes Hop, and we have Fur Kids. I'm not going to tell you about them because they're not my choices, they're not my charities. But who better to tell us about them than our contestants? Our very first contestant is Scott. Scott, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
You are fantastic. Great to have you with us, Scott. You have 16 years worth of SCOM experience, which is quite a bit, a lot more than I have. You've been working with SCOM since 2005, back when it wasn't called SCOM.
Yeah.
Over 50 MPs written, over 40 SCOM deployments, and 0 unresolved alerts right now. Is that true, or is that a filthy lie? You tell us.
Well, right now I work in an environment that doesn't have SCOM, so it is what it is.
Fair enough. Well, it's great to have you with us. You are our newest face to the HackerSCOM event. What are you most looking forward to from this event?
Oh, just trying out to make something for a community, and also to see what other people think of different solutions for different problems. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's always the funnest thing, just seeing how like the creative ways in which people solve fun challenges like this. Yes. Well, it's great to have you with us. I must ask, which of the charities is yours?
My charity is Fur Kids. It is in the state of Georgia, where I live. It's the largest no-kill shelter for cats and dogs and other animals as well. So I think that's a pretty good charity in my area that I can, help locally. Agreed.
It's always good to have a local cause as well. Couldn't agree more. Well, it's great to have you with us.
So it's good to be here.
Great. Let's move on to our second contestant, Anders. Anders, are you there? While we wait and see if it's technical issues, I'll do the introduction for you, hoping that you are there. So Anders has 7 years of SCOM experience. He's been around SCOM since SCOM 2012 and has written over 100 management packs and has experience of over 10 deployments. But unlike Scott has many, many unresolved SCOM alerts, which is much more familiar. And your mantra is, if you don't do it right first time, where are you going to find the time? It makes total sense to me. We're going to push on to Nathan Foreman. Nathan, you were last year's HackerSCOM winner, essentially. You have 11 years of SCOM experience. You've been with SCOM since 2007, over 50 management packs written, and over 20 SCOM deployments, but no unresolved alerts right now. Welcome to the stage, Nathan.
Thank you.
It's good to have you with us. So 0 unresolved alerts, again, is that a lie or is there a story there?
Well, when you got test environments for testing new management packs, you can just close them out. It's not really a fair environment, but if we're counting numbers, I can use a test
this
MG.
Is true. It's one of those things where, like, if you've either got hundreds or 0, just select them all and hit close. If it's a test environment, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So do tell us about your charity.
So I put the South London Christmas Dinners charity on this year. It's a charity for those that were raised in foster care, and then when they leave between 18 and 25 years old, may not have somewhere to go for Christmas. So a bunch of people get up, set up a Christmas dinner on Christmas Day, and kind of give them somewhere to go back to and socialize.
Another very worthy cause, another very worthy local charity. Thank you very much for bringing it to the table. And it's great to have you back once more. How do you feel your chances are this year?
Pretty good. It's been a while. I talked to Scott years ago at a SCOM conference, and then I haven't seen him in a while, so I can't judge up the competition. So it'll be exciting.
It will be exciting indeed. It's too early for me to call, so I'm not even going to try and make a prediction. But either way, it's great to have you all here. We're going to move on to introduce the ideas. So we had 62 ideas coming in from the community, which are the ideas that you all were submitting as you registered. 62 is fantastic. We have shortlisted 5. When I say we, I'm talking about myself and the judges who are joining me now. As with last year, there was a lot of kind of commonality between the themes that make up these ideas. So here are just some examples. There are some things that sort of seem to come in every single year, like templating and DA monitoring and things. There are some platforms that are simply just too big to tackle in 24 hours. Monitor all of Citrix. What could possibly go wrong? For example. And then some more weird and wonderful ones like AI and machine learning. I'll pause for breath and see if my judges have anything they want to say on any of these themes.
Well, I'm just seeing the feedback list for Akash.
That's the great thing about having you here, Akash. Anything that doesn't get picked up, of course, feel free to pick from. I'll send them all on, not a problem at all. Yeah, there's plenty of ideas here. That's one thing that we're not in shortage.
Yeah. Again, we've seen few repeated patterns over the years, but yeah, I'm happy to get more feedback or get the insights on these.
Absolutely. It's interesting when you see things that are already done come up as well, like WSAS. That is done. Maintenance mode. Some of what was suggested is done. Somebody actually suggested an AI query management pack, which is actually what Nathan won with last year. So I think there's definitely scope for reaching out to the community and making the most of those links that Mike and Harold shared earlier, essentially, because quite a lot of the stuff is kind of done, which is great from the perspective of the community. It's just finding it, which is less great. Anyway, now it's time to reveal the 5 that are on the shortlist. These are the ideas that our contestants are going to be allocated today. So from the top then, File Drop MP, to first discover a large list of folders, the files themselves, and whether a file exists. Monitor each folder file for age, size, count of files in folder. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Judges, what are your thoughts?
We had a similar management pack, which has been doing exactly this, but since some time it is not available anymore. So I think it's a great idea for our contestants to show what they can and generate a really cool solution for this.
I agree. Next topic up is distribute through UI, monitoring agent to servers and clients. From the UI, admins can access different services where they order and set up monitoring locally. Oh, interesting. So like self-service monitoring.
Indeed.
Yeah, go on, Bob.
Yeah, so I've seen something like this before, where people do not have enough access to SCOM itself to set different settings, overrides, those kind of things. But also they might want to go onto their local server and say, I want this service enabled, I want that service enabled, and I want the CPU threshold to be changed from 90 to 95%. So those kind of things, they are actually very interesting to have and to do.
I think we did a survey, Cookdown did a survey at the end of the year before last, and this came up multiple times as something that people had suggested we build. So it's going to be really interesting to see if this does get given to a contestant, what it kind of looks like in practice. Agreed. The next one is a bit shorter to say, monitor TempFS file system in Linux. This one's a bit more, does what it says on the tin, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. Perfectly fine. Moving on. This one's a bit more interesting from my perspective. I've never seen a community offering that will do anything to this effect. Generate predicted thresholds for a new MP from previously manually set thresholds using AI, ML, SQL history. Thoughts, judges?
So I have seen in the past a management pack from OpsLogix, where they are taking the past data from performance and then extrapolating that into the future. Using algorithms, so that's one thing. So it's a start in a direction, right? So and this is just a little bit different as well.
I think is that a paid for management pack?
I'm not even sure if they still have it. It used to be there.
Interesting. I do remember seeing it. Stoyan, you're going to say something.
Yes, I got to the question very often whether SCOM can or provide some AI functionalities, and this is a feature which customers are looking into. This could be a great start to something new for SCOM, where we might have such functionalities also in the coming versions, for example.
On the same lines, using the AI to predict the performance of a specific workload, that is something that is on the same lines. But on this one, I'm just trying to understand how, is it the threshold for the new MP from an old MP, or is it threshold on a new MP from the existing history of it?
As you said, I'm happy, to be honest, to let the contestants to interpret this as they see fit, because ultimately we're going to end up with something quite cool out the other end. But what the intention was using previously manually set override threshold levels rather than what people historically did with alerts. But really, that's where this is kind of deliberately vague and woolly, because you'll get some interesting results from our contestants. I do think that this is going to be an area that we'll be expecting more in the future. This comes up quite often because people are comparing SCOM to other tools out there. Putting on my security hat now, thinking about seam saw tools that do this out of the box. But cool nonetheless. It'll be very interesting if someone gets given this one. And the fifth idea, a management pack that can tell when IIS sites/pools have been stopped by user or set to disabled and overridden to not monitor alerts. Thoughts, judges?
I think this will open an existing, let's say, gap that we observe nowadays. So it will be a really cool solution, also very useful, I think, for all the customers doing IIS monitoring. So yeah, great idea.
Sounds good to me. Unless there's any other comments from our judges, I think this is a great point to start to bring in our contestants. So I'm going to bring in Scott first, if that's okay, and we'll get your first up, Scott. So I'm really interested to hear what your views are on these ideas. Is there anything you think, that would be really cool, or I really don't want that one. That one sounds horrible.
Well, the only one it'll be difficult for me is the Linux one because, I don't have any Linux, but they each sound interesting and have unique possibilities.
Interesting. Are there any you think, like, I could do it, but I don't really want it?
Well, yeah, I would not. Okay, no, I don't want to say it like that. But the first option to discover a large list of files and folders sounds like a churn headache that no database administrator would want. But that's just my opinion. It might be a file, a single file in a single folder being monitored, and that wouldn't cause a problem. But if there's 1,000 log files in the folder that's being monitored, that could cause problems. But it all depends on how much you need to do.
That's very true. That's very true. All right. Well, with that in mind, I guess this is the point where we ask our judges what idea we'd like to give Scott and to set his 24-hour clock ticking. So, judges, let's go to Stoyan first. What are your views? What do you reckon we should give Scott to build?
He said already, or mentioned already, that he doesn't have Linux, so this is of course no go. I think either the UI stuff, which should not be that complex, of course, in its basic functionalities. So it should not be that complex because, of course, the contestants have only 24 hours. So either the second option with the UI or then the IIS stuff.
Sounds reasonable. Bob, what are your views?
I'm leaning actually the same way.
Okay, well, in which case, it sounds like the majority, Scott, is in view of number 2 being yours. So unless you have any comments, any concerns, let's give you number 2. And
Thank you.
Good luck. Your 24-hour timer starts now. Essentially,
No, let's wait 2 more minutes. I'm kidding.
2 more bonus minutes that you could be spending researching, frantically Googling for fragments. Well, good luck to you, Scott. We'll see what you built tomorrow. Let's bring in now Anders. Anders, I believe you're there.
Yes.
Hello. How
Hello.
are you doing? We missed you earlier, so we didn't get to introduce you. Let's hear in your own words a little bit about yourself. Who are you, and what makes you tick?
Yeah, I'm just a normal Swedish guy that loves that likes to work with monitoring and programming and problem solving and such things. So I really like this type of events because it's a very short amount of time, and you have to do something from zero to finished, and I like that kind of challenges. So for me, it's very nice to be here. So I have many years working with this, like 30 plus years or so. So I have done lots of things. So I hope to give something back to the community. That's my basic reason. So that's goes me ticking.
Sounds good to me. Well, it's great to have you with us. So I guess now you've seen the ideas. Are there any? What are your thoughts on the ideas? Are there any you think I absolutely do not want this one, or any that you think, oh, I really quite fancy that one?
I like them all. So I have a. I like challenges. So I think I hand it over to you, and
okay.
then just do my best.
So does that include number 3 that involves having Linux to monitor?
I have a Linux system, but my Linux knowledge is not so deep, but I think it's enough for this one.
So, oh, interesting.
But well, I don't have any issues with that. It sounds interesting as well as the others, except for number 2 that went away to Scott. So
indeed,
that one I do not want to have.
Number 2 is off the table. It's going to be Nathan at the end because he, while he did win last year, there's no preferential treatment. He's deliberately last, so he gets the what's left. All right. Well, with that in mind, Bob, I'm going to go to you first. What's your view on what we should give to Anders here?
Right. To be honest, I'm leaning between the first one and the last one. So that's I'm a little bit torn between the two. Okay. So let's see what the other judges think.
Let's see if Akash can help us make that decision. Akash, what would you like to give to Anders, the first one or the last one, or something else?
I mean, yeah, I'm good with the first one, but again, I'm inclined towards fourth. But let's see if Nathan can pick it up.
Interesting. Sounds good. Stoyan, maybe you can help make the decision here.
Yeah, I will also vote for the first one because I really much like to see this happen. And I also have secret intent to vote for the fourth option to be assigned to Nathan, who is a great management pack developer. So that's my decision.
Okay. Well, it sounds like we have our decision then. So, Anders, good luck with number 1, File Drop MP. We'll check in with you in a few hours to see how it's going and to get your plan. So good luck. Your 24-hour window starts now. And with that, we bring in our final contestant, which is obviously Nathan. Hello, Nathan. How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Good. So you have a much more limited pool, but then clearly, as last year's winner, that's okay, right? You're not averse to a challenge. What are your views on what's left? Anything you don't want or do want?
But it sounds like a couple people have hinted towards AI and machine learning. So I'm trying to think of what best we could make work with that. Otherwise, I don't have a Linux server set up, so I'd lose a chunk of time getting that rolling. But they all looked good. There's some interesting stuff. I think they're applicable to the community too. Like the File Drop MP, there can be some neat stuff filtering in and out based on path and things. So a lot of old systems use work queues and those never go away.
It's one of those, sometimes there's some things that do not change. Makes sense. Okay. I'm going to go to Stoyan first. What are your views then, Stoyan? What should we give to Nathan, last year's reigning champion? We need to give him a challenge after all.
I already mentioned that I would like also to see the AI stuff happen. And compared to the other topics like Linux, it's cool, but it's not the most used monitoring feature of SCOM. And of course, also the AI stuff. It's very interesting, but let's say the importance of the AI management pack would be much higher. So I would vote for the AI management pack.
Sounds good. Bob, what's your view?
Oh yeah, you got it, man.
Nice and simple. Perfect. Akash, do you agree?
+1.
+1. All right. Well, Nathan, I'm sorry to say, / congratulations, you are the proud owner of the AI topic. So with that in mind, we need to wish you all luck and start the 24-hour clock. We're at 4 o'clock now, so we'll see what things look like in 24 hours time. So our best wishes to all of you. I'll be checking in with all of our contestants as the day goes on to get an idea of how they're planning to tackle the challenge that's been set of them, and to see if they have ideas as to how they might pursue. And we'll see you back here tomorrow to reveal everything. So all that's left to do now is to say good luck to you all, contestants. We'll see you tomorrow. And before we disappear, just a quick word from our sponsors. So we have 3 of them. The first up being Squared Up, who are the not-so-secret source for SCOM success, surfacing insights from SCOM itself, mapping together essentially applications using the Vader tool, surfacing critical insights, and then fixing SCOM's blind spots by plugging in data from places that's hard to get to with management packs. Then we have Cookdown, which is the company I have the most skin in the game for. And our primary product is Connection Center. Connection Center is all about connecting SCOM to all of the places where your data lives, pulling in, raising alerts in SCOM from anywhere that will support a webhook, and pushing them out again in the form of alerts via webhook. We have some deep integrations for the likes of ServiceNow, Sharewell, Slack, and Teams as well. Very powerful product. Everything on Cookdown is at cookdown.com, where you can get a free trial and get a demo or ask any questions you like. And then finally, we have Silect, the operations portal, which will help simplify your hybrid cloud environment. More information is available at silect.com/Scomathon. But you can ask Harold and team any questions. So see everybody tomorrow at 3:20 GMT, and good luck to all of our contestants. We can't wait to see what you come